Right now, beneath your feet, a hidden world is at war. Not between humans. Not between nations. But between ants. Millions of battles are happening every single day across the planet. Entire civilizations rise, expand, invade, and destroy each other in total silence. And the strangest part is, ants have been doing this for tens of millions of years. Deep underground, ant colonies function like massive living cities. Some colonies contain millions of individuals connected together like cells inside one giant organism. A single ant by itself is almost useless. Weak. Fragile. Easy to kill. But together, they become something terrifyingly efficient. There are workers, soldiers, scouts, nurses, engineers, even living storage units that hang from ceilings filled with food for the colony. Every ant is born for one specific purpose. And none of them hesitate to die for the survival of the hive. When two colonies encounter each other, war begins instantly. No negotiations. No mercy. Thousands of ants charge directly into battle, tearing each other apart with their jaws. Some species spray acid into the faces of their enemies. Others crush invaders with massive armored heads. And some ants do something even more horrifying. They explode. Certain species of ants can rupture their own bodies like biological bombs, covering enemies in toxic glue while sacrificing themselves for the colony. For humans, that would sound insane. But for ants, the colony matters more than the individual. In the rainforests of South America, army ants form giant moving swarms containing millions of hunters. They do not build permanent nests. They march endlessly across the jungle floor like a living wave. Everything runs when they arrive. Spiders. Scorpions. Lizards. Even birds avoid them. Creatures too slow to escape are ripped apart and consumed alive within minutes. But ants are not only warriors. Some became farmers long before humans even existed. Leafcutter ants carry giant pieces of leaves back underground, not to eat them, but to grow fungus. They created agriculture over 50 million years ago. Humans only discovered farming around 12,000 years ago. Other ants became ranchers. They protect tiny insects called aphids, keeping them like livestock. The ants stroke the aphids gently until the insects release sweet liquid sugar for the colony to drink. In exchange, the ants defend them from predators. It is essentially farming, performed by insects. Today, ants have spread almost everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. Scientists estimate there are around 20 quadrillion ants alive right now. That is roughly 2.5 million ants for every single human being on the planet. Some species have become so successful that they invade entire ecosystems. Fire ants spread aggressively, destroying habitats and attacking animals much larger than themselves. In some cases, they can even kill humans. Entire regions struggle to stop their expansion. But perhaps the most disturbing species is the Argentine ant. Normally, ants from different colonies attack each other immediately. But Argentine ants are different. Colonies separated by hundreds or even thousands of kilometers recognize each other as family. This creates gigantic supercolonies stretching across entire countries. Billions of ants working together as one unified empire. And despite their tiny size, ants possess absurd physical strength. Some can carry objects 50 times heavier than their own body weight. If humans had the same proportional strength, a person could lift a truck with bare hands. But maybe the strangest thing about ants is how much they resemble us. They wage wars. They build cities. They farm. They raise livestock. They expand territory. They sacrifice themselves for a greater system. Yet unlike humans, ants never destroy their civilization with greed or internal conflict. Every individual exists entirely for the survival of the colony. Together, they form a superorganism so efficient that it has survived multiple mass extinctions while dominating Earth for millions of years. And maybe that is the most unsettling thought of all. Because when we look at ants, we are not just looking at insects. We are looking at one of the most successful civilizations in the history of life on Earth. Maybe this planet never truly belonged to humans. Maybe, we are simply living in the world of ants.